Hello, everybody, and welcome to the game tonight. It's gonna be an interesting session because poor Jake's probably gonna die tonight. Jake, how do you feel about that assessment? There we go.
Worried.
Oh, yeah?
Very worried.
What's got you worried?
Yeah. No, dying would probably be it. Yeah.
I suppose that might scare you a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
weird. They pull it down and it just like fixed it. Huh? That's cool. Now I'm too zoomed in.
So guys, if you want to help Jake out because he is the best player here, you should give him stuff because he'll need it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the
I'm the shill,
the
remember?
shit. Yeah.
I mean, we know.
We know.
We know who you voted for in 2016. We're all still
I
disappointed.
couldn't vote.
Yeah, we're still disappointed. So,
Was
Fair
that
enough,
you who voted in the firing squad cell?
I live in North Carolina, so you should be
Oh,
disappointed.
that's
both
South.
years.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's the South Carolina. They want to start shooting people. That's right.
but hold on, can't you choose that, or don't you get to choose how you get executed? Isn't that how that works? Like if you get
Not-
sentenced to death, you get to choose.
Not in North Carolina. Maybe in South.
No,
I
they-
don't know.
So
They-
I
they
think
choose
the
another.
problem is they're like, lethal injection's expensive. Let's just use bullets.
I mean, don't get me wrong, bullets are way cheaper. So,
You can recycle that lead.
yeah. Honestly,
True.
I wonder if it's a more humane death. I know this sounds like a weird topic, but I know it sounds weird, but I think it might be a more humane death. Like if they all go for headshots, you know what I mean? Which
No,
they're not
yeah.
going to. But if they
So-
all went for headshots, that would
It's
be
by
more humane.
far not more humane because it's more painful. They don't instantly die. The poison isn't supposed to be painful.
No, it is painful. That's
Is
the
it
whole thing.
painful?
Oh yeah, no. Lethal injection
okay.
is horribly painful. It's just first of all, you are paralyzed, so you know
Oh.
that you can't move. So you're sitting there freaking out, but
That's-
people don't have to see you. And then they inject you with effectively rat poison, and then you sit
Yeah.
there in pain. And
Is that much better than being lined up on a firing squad?
Mhm.
I think they're both pretty bad. You know, let's just no death penalty. I think that should be the answer. But
well, I said effectively rat poison. I didn't say literally rat. It's not like it's anthrax they're giving you, but it's effectively rat poison. It like sets your body on fire. It's terrible.
either way, it would be less humane for the people that have to shoot a living person.
Yeah.
You know, think about the trauma there too, right?
This episode is definitely getting demonetized. Opening up with topics like this in the first 2 minutes, for the way the algorithms work, you have to keep them relatively clean. Otherwise, you automatically get demonetized. It happens pretty quickly.
So
Oh,
what
see,
you do-
I thought we were going for the first 2 minutes of this episode was a new form of execution, because after these 2 minutes that they would just want to end it.
Nice.
just add 2 minutes of silence in front of the VOD.
Mm.
You
Well-
need some intro music, Scott.
Actually, somebody made intro music. Messi made intro music for Regicide, I think. I think he did. If I remember correctly.
We know
Whatever.
what intro music should be for Inclement. Even though Rayron's not there, there's only one song that can fit that crew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
I would say it, but I have a really sore throat. That's why I'm drinking tea. So,
You don't have to sing it. You can say what it is.
you know, I can't because I love Rayron too much. Okay, it hurts my soul.
You better get a hazmat suit or get infected with the beat.
I totally
beat,
didn't
beat,
forget the
beat,
lines.
Beat. I haven't heard that in so long. Or I haven't listened to it in a long time. I have to listen to that tonight while I clean the cat box. I hate cats. Y'all want to get into the session tonight? Want to skip the podcast hour and just do like a podcast 4.5 minutes and jump in?
Should I summarize the last session?
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't watch the spoiler cast because I was too busy doing a final. So I don't remember what happens. So that's the summary. No, but we did. I think Jake did Kingdom Rolls, and then we just had a long
Like,
talk.
weren't you here?
The only thing I can remember is a certain hashtag that was going around.
What was that?
Can we get hashtag sellout, please? And thank you.
I-
Watch the spoiler podcast, please.
Now, when you watch the spoiler cast, do you watch it from the corner
Yeah,
in the dark?
of course.
Okay.
In the bathroom.
That's how you Jake and Bake the podcast.
I don't get that.
Oh,
Oh, I get it now.
did I ruin it?
No, I get
ruined
it. Listen. It's been a while since Inclement May happened. Okay.
Slow
Like a-
claps for Scott, everybody. Slow claps for Scott.
I ruined the joke. I forgot I gotta put these things on my feet. I fucked up my feet. And Brittany's like, if you're making me wake up early in the morning to go to the zoo all day, you better wear these on your feet because I don't want to hear you bitch about them. I was like, oh, thanks, babe.
Oh, we went Sunday.
I don't want to go on the weekends. There's too many people.
It actually was not crowded.
Sunday was, well, yeah, I guess. Really? On Mother's? Oh, I suppose moms just wanted to sit around and drink mimosas. So, you know, like moms do.
My mom drinks vodka. That's it.
Well then. All right, so let's get into the game. Yeah?
For the third time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to do the recap?
Yeah. Cell's a sellout. Jake's a cuck. Let's go.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, that was most of last session, right?
Jake, I'm sure before we go and actually have you approach this whiteboard, there's one thing that you want to reiterate for like the 13th time or 15th time or 300th time. Something you want to remind me before you go and handle the boar?
Oh, my crit success with the ball.
There he is. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Taking all the advantages I can, all right? I've heard a lot about these boars. That they one-hit people, so... Great.
Totally not a bull.
No. All right. Can it be a bull boar? Is that what we call like a male boar, like a bull boar? No?
I don't think so.
There's like a bull moose. There's like a bull like cow. And it's like a bull stag.
That's not wrong.
Can you have a bull boar?
But isn't a stag just a male
Yeah,
deer?
Yeah. Well,
So you wouldn't say bull stag
why not?
because it's just a stag.
No, bull stag.
Would you call like the stag lord in the video
It's kinda
game
like
bull stag lord?
With horses, you have like a bull mare.
Well, he'd be a
A
bull
bull
stag
mare?
lord if somebody was sitting in the corner watching him.
So, Jake. Doc Sewell goes and investigates this thing to find out what they to go and find out what it is that you're going to be dealing with before you actually go and have to deal with the creature. Doing as much research as possible, so on and so forth, to deal with the white boar or the ashen boar. What did we actually call it? I think it was called the. I think it was the white boar, right?
You've called it both, so...
Okay, cool. We'll call it the white boar.
Whatever one.
So, Doc Sewell is the one that has the information. I believe Doc Sewell is actually accompanying you for this task and did not leave to go to do the task to the north, which failed miserably because that was definitely a job for them. Either way, so Doc Sewell accompanying you, kind of like walking with you as you're like leaving your home, whatever I don't know what hut you live in, talking to you and says, Warlord Densho Verix, I've been doing some gathering, learning about this thing, and finding out why it is that it's as feral as it is, why it seems to live so long. Do you know much of the stories of these creatures beyond their ferocity that you had mentioned before?
Was that a history check?
No, you already failed it.
Oh, I never rolled it.
You did last time.
You know about?
Like 3 weeks ago.
No, I didn't. I never rolled no history check.
You rolled a check, and that's how you found out what you knew about it.
I didn't know anything about it,
Because you failed.
so I didn't roll. Anyway, I would just say, no. So I just heard
Ben
it.
Sexel, could you please check the bot on that one? Thanks. You can
Ferocity.
inform him in the next spoiler cast how wrong he is. Thank you. So, you can phrase it like this. Jake got cooked. So you when you just kind of like shake your head or however you say no.
Yeah, I just say, no. Just legends of their ferocity?
So he says, they say, the creature seems to, it's lived a long time because supposedly it doesn't die. When it's killed, it seems to revive itself, coming back. There's something about it being born from the Barren Lands. It lives there, it dies there, and it's reborn there. Now, I've followed these rumors as far as I could, and from what I understand, the only way to truly slay this beast is to not kill it in the Barren Lands, but instead to slay it outside of the Barren Lands, where that link is broken. But trying to do that's going to be difficult, to say the least. It's not like you can just antagonize it and run for miles until it follows you out. Maybe it doesn't follow you out, or maybe it catches up to you too soon. It's too much of a risk. Instead, I was following the legends about its rebirth, and it seems as though its rebirth happens. Sightings of it after its supposed slaying will be only a day later, and not too far off from where it's sworn that it was killed prior. Now, either these rumors of it being the same boar are lies, and it's a different boar each time, or the boastings of it having been slayed at any point in time are all lies as well, and it's actually never died. Or maybe they're both true, and when it is killed, it is reborn somewhere nearby. It's during this rebirth, this time, that I think it might be weak. Perhaps then we can capture it and pull it from the Barren Lands, bring it elsewhere.
It's strange. That is very similar to the legends of the Ashnod. When one of us dies, another is born. I wonder, it will be reborn as a newborn?
It seems
Or does
as
it come into being and grow exponentially?
it seems like what it's noticed, as far as the legends say, it is always an adult, and it has never been seen as small.
So to kill it, I have to kill it twice.
Yes. As for killing it, it's a boar. I know it's not typically your way of going about things, and us as Karak, we fight with strength and might. We fight with endurance. But perhaps in this situation, we take a leaf from the Book of Shadow.
What?
Being a boar, it will charge at you, headlong. That is how they do things. Perhaps a pike.
A pike.
You can use an axe afterwards. They say, almost like, still try to convince you.
Yeah. So the charging boar will be impaled upon the pike, but it won't be enough to stop it.
How do you recall fighting these boars in the Barren Lands? You think a typical one dies at the end of a pike? This is supposed to be a greater one. At least it will do some harm.
A pike is a good first defense. Once the boar comes in close, I will draw my own weapon.
It is said that the boar can smell those who travel upwind from it, from great distances. It said it can hear, even feel the ground that people creep upon nearby, despite how blasted, broken, and strong the ground around its feet may be. It said that it can see in the darkest of nights, and even in the haze between the morning light and that time. It is unobstructed by the bright light, the bright sun throughout the day.
Well, I wouldn't be able to sneak up on it anyway. I don't think it would hide or anything at a scent that it caught. Probably seek it out.
Dark Soul shakes their head, almost laughing a little bit. You see, Warlord, that's where you're wrong. I tracked it. I tracked it down and followed it. It noticed me. I fled, but then I went back. I tracked it some more. I noticed something strange and left some of the guard to continue watching it. It seems as though it doesn't just kill and eat what it can. It has an affinity for a type of shrub. And I know Dark Soul names some sort of shrub that you know to be like particularly thorny, and like it's like one of those things where it's like, ugh, going through those areas that like almost like cut through your skin, cut through your clothes. It's just known to be a pretty terrible shrub. Has an affinity for the, we'll call it, thorn bush. When it eats thorn bush, it seems to get drowsy. Like, what's the name of that plant that cats seem to enjoy? It seems distracted, hazed, often will fall asleep. We've tracked it to a patch. Tracked it nearby a patch of thorn bush. You can sneak up on it. You just cannot get too close. Silvervine, thank you.
So we come upon it while it's sleeping, but I can't get too close. So then it wakes, turns and charges.
And the pike
That's what we're
is
thinking.
lying in wait.
I've never used a pike before. I'm unfamiliar.
Dark Soul looks at you with kind of a twisted face and says, "And here I thought you've won many a conquest."
Yes, with this, and he'll pull out his falchion.
Noticing
But
that
I
the
see
joke fell
the
on deaf
wisdom.
ears.
Yeah, it did. But I understand the need. Out of game, do pikes have reach as well?
Yeah, 10 foot.
10 foot? But then when it comes in close, more or less, you can't obviously use that.
There are ways to be able to use it, but typically speaking, no. Free 5 foot step back and then
Yeah.
continue attacking.
Being a martial character, can
you would drop it and just draw your sword.
Yeah. Drawing is a free action, right?
It's actually a move action or part of a move action if you're moving.
I see. How would attack of opportunities work with a pike as well?
If they're adjacent to you,
Normal?
you won't get an attack of opportunity.
No, but if it comes within the 10 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get my brace more or less against it.
Yeah, if you
And then
have
it
a
moves
prepared action,
past that square. Yeah.
make an attack of opportunity. Mm-hmm.
You can? Okay. All right.
But the thing is, usually the brace attack can break a charge, stop it from continuing forward.
Oh, can it?
Yeah, I'm almost
I
positive.
didn't know that. Oh, nice. I thought it was brace was just double damage.
Oh, it definitely is double damage. There's no getting around
Yeah.
that. But that's a
Yeah.
boarding pike.
Brace just says double damage,
Ah, gotcha. Okay, just double
Which-
damage him.
which is still really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's good.
Yeah, definitely. Right. All right. Well, the plan is set.
You wish to sneak up on it then?
Yes.
No, I'll see to it that it happens. Let's see, crescent axe blade of a Is it the Bardiche? Is that the one that you would have? Bardiche? I think that's it.
I mean, nothing. What's wrong with a boarding pike?
Well, Bardiche is an axe on a stick.
Yeah, it's less of a pike then. But
Yeah, but it's also a reach weapon that has brace.
okay, then yeah, works all the same.
Yep. So we were saying pike, but Bardiche is really realistically what we would go for because it allows you to deal double damage when a hit against a charge. Yeah. Yep. If you use a ready to action to set a brace against a charge, yep, exactly. That's it. Yeah, more or less looks like a halberd. Yep. For chat, that's looking at it. Just looking it up.
I believe a Bardiche has a much larger axe head.
Yeah, well, a halberd has like a poke, a pointy, and then usually has like the little tiny little axe part on there. Whereas the honestly, when I was a kid, I used to think that a halberd had a pointy bit, like a piercing bit, and I used to think it was a bludgeoning weapon because my exposure to them was Baldur's Gate from a pretty young age and Icewind Dale from a pretty young age. So they looked like a hammer with a pokey part on top. So that's honestly what I thought it was. And then eventually I learned to scroll down and read piercing or slashing, and then I realized that it wasn't a bludgeoning weapon because hammers don't slash. But not all of us are born geniuses. Anyways, so the a Bardiche, did you find it inside the thing? No problem, Jake.
When you search for it in Roll20, it doesn't come up, so I'm just bringing it up on
The thing, yeah, more or less D10.
Yeah.
1920 times 2 slashing, two-handed. Cool. So back to the game. And again, because of the critical hit, so the critical success, obviously you heard all of that. But then finishing it off, they even say, I did go ahead and send somebody to see if there was a Bardiche of quality that could be gathered from Clan Shadow. We don't we don't make such things here. So I had one made there. However, the quality of it is, well, I'll German to roll a check.
Oh. Poor Joe. Please make one successful smithing check.
I hope we roll horribly.
He,
I want a
needs
natty
to,
one.
he needs to make one. He finally rolled above a 10. Above a 4.
All right.
One day you'll get your masterwork weapon, Nick. I promise.
Well, Jake just got one. Masterwork Bardiche. Isn't that exciting?
It is.
Very.
Joey must be very happy right now.
I'm sorry, but whenever people try to do Pog, it just comes up looking like Ophios. I'm like, it's just not Pog. You know?
Yeah.
Mind you, I was never a fan of Pog, but that's just not Pog. Right?
You're not wrong.
It just isn't.
That's why I just type Pog now. It's better than the actual emote.
Yeah, the emote's terrible. Like, I wish they did something different than the snake head. Or whatever that is.
See, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, and I just keep thinking about Pogs that you had when you were kids.
Yeah, this took me a long time to break through that thought myself there, buddy. Took me a long time. All I could think of was Pogs with the slammers. And yeah. Anyways, Pog was a face made by a person that was like original, like an OG from Justin.tv. And anyways, their face got removed as PogChamp because they more or less made some pro-insurrection comments on Twitter. And so Twitch was just like, yeah, no. And they moved away from it. So, yeah. You know, Amazon be Amazon. We gonna Jake, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, Doxul brings you out and into the Barren Lands, where you travel for a good bit until eventually you come across an area that has, two of your guard kind of held up, and approaching. They of course give the appropriate salute, and they inform you that, they're the forward, not the forward, sorry, they're like the mid guard, that the forward guard's a little bit further up. They'll occasionally send like somebody back to like send signals back for them to move up with them. But it's to help like find it and keep track of where it is. So then you kind of like know, all right, let's keep moving forward. From there, you're going to go up to where the forward guard is. And so the forward guard, as you like approach them, and there's three of them up there. The mid coming up with you as well. So there's 5 of your guards plus Doc Soul. So you got a half dozen traveling with you, right, Jake? As you go approaching, they kind of inform Doc Soul and yourself that the boar is outside, just out of sight. It's about, because they don't just like stand around and stare at it. That'd be stupid, right? They stay, a good like 3/4 mile away. Occasionally go up and check on it, hang back a good 3/4 mile, just for safety. And they gesture forward and they say, "You're in luck. When we saw it, it was, you were in luck. When we saw it, it was moving forward towards bush there. It's probably eating now, so you can probably go and approach, but be careful." And then you might want to have Doc Soul make a survival check.
Mm-hmm. Bring up Doc Soul's thing.
Can we get "It's not your fault"? That is kind of an iconic line from Robin Williams. From like every movie. He always plays like the same general concept. I forgive you.
Roll 20 to shoot itself for me, so hang on.
Ooh, clean that up.
Doc Soul's survival is not as good as mine, so can I just roll my own? And can she assist?
They can definitely roll, and you can roll as well and see who gets the better result.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, Doc Soul got a 1.
Doc Soul's like, the wind is not in your favor. And you go. What you talking? You say, you what, mate? Doc Soul says, it seems the wind is not in your favor. They're likely to notice your approach. And you're just like, there's almost no breeze. And this time of the year, the breeze is in my favor. And it's likely that you'll smell it stink before it smells yours. But nonetheless, you don't want to get too close. You fucking what, mate?
I see. And my own thoughts?
I said that. The weather.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about
The weather favors you this time of year. So likely you'll be able to smell it before it can smell. Remember the whole thing I just said?
No, I don't.
Did you Scott? Oh my god, he's Scott.
Yeah, I did. So wait, Doc Soul said don't get close now, and I'm like, I can? Is that the...
Doctor said the wind's not in your favor. And you're like, yeah, it is.
Okay, alright. Alright, well, I've got time to buff up for this encounter. So
That's right.
I guess that's what I'm going to do.
All right, well, you're a good 3/4 miles away, so I imagine you don't buff up quite just yet.
No, I'm definitely going to get closer.
Okay, cool. How close do you get?
With the wind and all that, if it's in my favor, I'm not I don't know. They've seen the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, close enough to see it.
Okay, so close enough to see it. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check, sir? And thank
Okay.
God you don't roll shake-like perception checks. God, this is so frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh, you still have a +8. So, he's like, oh, Scott, don't worry. It only begins. So anyways, you go walking for a while. Like, where the hell is this thing? I don't see it. I mean, I see the bush and whatnot, but I don't see this thing. Where is it? And then eventually you're going to kind of roll up on it. But by the time you finally see it, you're maybe like 100 feet or so away. When you all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, there it is amongst the bush. And you kind of have to stop there. Well, you don't have to, obviously. You can keep moving forward if you want to like creep up.
No, I'm gonna drink a potion.
Sure, we're going to drink.
What's it called? Bull strength.
Boar strength.
Yeah.
Once more with feeling.
Let me look up some stuff.
What, you don't like my boorish jokes, Sal? You think about eating a lot of chocolate makes you kind of a pig?
No, it just makes you boring.
Oh.
I was just gonna stay silent and let him continue talking, but
Don't mind Sal, he's aching. Yep. For some bacon. Yep.
Alright, so I'll drink that and I will enlarge person.
Via a spell?
Yeah.
Okay. So you drink the thing which is going to last for 30 rounds, right? So that's it's 3 minutes it's going to last for. And then as soon as you drink it, imagine like shatter on the ground and the boar immediately wakes up and charges now. And then you're going to cast Enlarge Person, which lasts for how many rounds for you, sir? Can somebody time out Josh for me real quick? I don't want to listen to him, bitch.
How many rounds does it last? A minute 11. 1 minute a level.
And what caster level are you?
3.
Are you -3 or whatever it is? Yeah. So caster level 3, so 3 minutes. So it's going to be 3 minutes of both those spells. Anything else you're doing, sir?
You're making me nervous.
Steve's waiting to drop his
I have enough trouble solo alone, okay?
Yeah, we
Don't
all can
need
see
any
you delaying.
anymore.
We can all see you.
I am delaying. I'm delaying on purpose.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I do want to. When I get close enough and I can ready myself, I have one more potion to drink.
Okay. How close do you want to get?
Yeah. Where's the? How long does that last? Because that's rounds. I don't know how long it lasts.
What potion is it?
Boiling blood.
Is it a spell or is it a potion?
It's a potion.
For what level
2.
spell is it? Who can cast it?
What do you mean? Who can cast
Like if
it?
you have the spell open, it has a list of who can cast the spell.
Blood Rager can cast it.
Just Blood Rager?
Blood Rager, Bard, Cleric, Psychic.
Okay, so
Sorcerer.
it'd probably be a cleric version. So cleric is second level spell, three rounds.
3 rounds.
Or it's a round per level, or you go for the minimum, which is 3 rounds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I need to drink it, and then I need to as soon as it draws attention, I've got to brace, right? Well, that's more or less what's gonna happen. I don't think I'm gonna have time to drink it.
It's up to you, man.
Okay, I'm gonna get close to the point where I can ready a brace.
How close is that? Because you're currently just over 100 feet away. How close? Like 100, 150 feet away or so. How close do you want to creep up?
10 more feet.
So you want to get to, so you're like, Scott, I want to be a solid 100 feet away.
Yeah.
Huh. You whip out the measuring tape. You stop at 5'11" and say, it's marked there for Scott. And then you keep going until it's at 100 feet and then you feel comfortable. Okay.
I mean, does it notice me?
Yeah, at like 5'7". It doesn't seem to notice you yet. I mean, this thing seems to be lying down on the ground. Again, you could barely see it. That's why I haven't described it yet. You can just barely see it through the brush that you see over there.
Well, I'm gonna
Let me paint
get
the
closer,
scene.
I guess.
Let me paint the scene. You see this little twiggy thing over there? Cut off the legs and put it smaller. There's a whole bunch of brush It seems to be growing across all of the blasted lands that's inside the barren lands. The land itself over here is broken. It's difficult to traverse. Anybody but you would be moving here at like a half speed. It would be considered difficult terrain, but you just call it home. Anyways, as you're inside of it, obviously moving through the brush itself, you would have to move slower and it hurts. But as you're moving, as you're like kind of looking up, it took you a while scouting about before finally you saw a bit of an ashen color standing against the pale light browns broken lands that you have behind you, and it's the actual like dark almost like blackish color of the bark of the brush that's over there. You can barely see the almost like ashy color through. You're not sure it's it until you stare at it for like a solid 30-40 seconds, and you realize yes, that there is a movement to it, like the chest is breathing. It's just lying on its side. It's at this point in time you decide to lay down the pike for a moment, grab the potion, throw it back. Feeling the strength come to your body, feeling emboldened, you kind of concentrate, focus, and then cast your spell to allow you to get much greater in size. As you reach down to pick up the small pike, the pike also seems to have the magic pour out of your hand and into it. It also enlarging in size. Hope you adjusted the damage. It also enlarging in size. You then kind of like, from your higher vantage point, take a moment to look out the area, and you do once again, you see that kind of like ashen color that's over there. You do see the slight movements that suggest, yes, there is the boar lying across the way over there. It's now that you decide, it's time I move forward. You move up several steps, locking yourself a good 10 feet away, and you have to come to the decision. Do I move in towards it? Do I call it to me? Or do I want to see if I can get a bit closer so it doesn't have too much time to gain momentum? What do you do?
I'm going to creep a bit closer.
Cool. How much is a bit closer? And after you describe, go ahead and roll me that stealth check, sexy boy. But don't forget a -4 because she was a big boy.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me. How much closer do you want to creep?
So it doesn't get too much momentum behind it, because it's going to wake up, it's going to notice me, it should charge.
Yep.
So I want to have time to prepare my brace. So enough room that really, I've got enough time to prepare that.
What do you anticipate that distance is? Because you're currently 100 feet. How much closer do you want to get? Answer the question for me, Scott.
Jeez, I don't know anything.
You can turn to chat.
I don't know.
You can ask Steve.
50 feet.
Steve will give you the best answers.
50 feet, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so you want to creep up to about 50 feet. Why don't you go ahead and roll me that stealth check, sir?
Yeah, and you said -4, right?
Correct. Just because you're a big boy.
Yeah, this is the worst roll I could make in this game.
Oh, really? Guys, we're going to have a lot more stealth missions.
Yeah.
I could do it.
-4.
With fire elementals.
Ready for the negative number?
I would just cry.
You get a natty 20. It's okay.
There'd be some Naruto running in there.
1. There you go. Not negatives.
You go creeping forward, trying to see if this thing will notice you, just with this basic perception check. Excuse me. /R1d20 plus. Now I have to make sure I apply certain minuses. Like I have to apply a minus for being asleep is 5. And being all drugged up. Y'all ready?
You're so confident. Jeez. I notice this.
So as you start, who am I getting rated by? Viewer count just jumped through the roof. I must be getting rated by somebody. Hello, raiders. It's not triggering for who's rating, but somebody just did. I'm sure whoever it is will speak up in a moment. Either way, back to the game. So so you're sitting there, you've enlarged yourself, you've enhanced yourself, and you start creeping forward. The problem is you have these massive feet. So you start walking forward on the broken land. Again, it doesn't slow you down. It doesn't inhibit your movement because of how just like this is home to you. It doesn't matter how blasted the land is. So you're creeping forward, but every step is causing the ground beneath your feet to crumble. There's a reason why Karak in the barren lands are small and compact, right? There's a reason why they tend to be light-footed. It's because the ground literally can't support how massive of you are, or the fauna and flora can't support the appetite that something as big as you would have. So anyways, you're creeping forward and you can feel the ground crumbling beneath your feet. You can hear it happening, despite the fact that the boar, that's a good 100 feet or so away, 80 feet or so away, 70 feet or so away, is all drugged up and over there sleeping. It notices. You can see it starting to react. Eventually, it just does that kind of like boar lie down, where it's lying on its side and does that whole like flip up onto its feet. That's like looks supernatural, like it broke a bone or something like that doing it. The thing finally stands up. This is not a small creature, to be clear. Looking at the creature at its full size, I mean, it easily weighs 2,000 pounds, if not more. This thing is massive. It's about 10 feet long, about 17 feet tall at the shoulder. Its tusks are massive. First, describe the creature. It itself has like an ashen fur to it, similar to like it's a boar, right? So it has skin with like a bit of like a thin coat of fur that's over on top of it. So its skin itself is actually kind of a darker color, almost like a darker oaky kind of brown, right? But the fur that has over it is so stark white that it gives it this like mixed ash kind of look that very much looks similar to the skin of your character, who is the ashen orc, right? Anyways, the tusks themselves that come out, they don't look like typical tusks. They literally look like they're made out of stone. They actually look like they're comprised out of stone carved into the thing's face. It looks at you, and even though it's a good 60, 70 feet away before it notices you, it looks at you, and you can see that behind its eyes, despite the fact that this thing is a beast, and it is a beast, to be clear, you swear there's almost like a hint of intelligence that you see back there. Like it knows that you are sneaking up on it. It sees you there. It seems to be surveying you as much as you're surveying it. Luckily for you, though, it was eating the bush that's over that seems to have almost like a silver vine effect to it, right? Where it seems to be behaving a little strangely. Even though it's standing there, perception check. Or my apologies. More of a sense motive check. You get a -4, though.
For sense motive?
Si, senor.
-4?
Yes, because it's not a person.
Yeah, fair enough.
Handle animal?
Yeah, you can do handle animal, but I don't think he has handle animal.
I was throwing out a suggestion if it helped.
Yeah.
Sense motive.
Yeah, he prefers that. Does that include the minus?
Yep.
Beautiful. So, anyways, the boar is stands there, and you're looking at the thing. It looks like it's weighing you up and is getting prepared to charge. At this point in time, because you definitely did not catch it off guard, it definitely did not catch you off guard. You both know that you are both there. Why don't we go ahead and roll for initiative? Give me 1 second.
You can, but my argument is that I was prepared for it to notice me. So once it rolled over, I would have literally just put it down and braced.
I mean, that's. I mean, you were creeping up and it rolled up. And
Right. Okay. Sure thing.
that's how. That's the way things we do.
Get out of here,
'Cause
Scott.
You rolled a natty 1 on
Get
your.
out of here, Scott.
You rolled a
I didn't
natty
roll
1.
a natty 1. No, I did not.
I see a natty.
I rolled an
sorry.
8.
I'm sorry. I take a leaf out of Doxy's
Okay.
book. You rolled a
Right.
dirty 1. You rolled a dirty 1 because that makes so much sense. You rolled a dirty 1. All right.
I mean, it's not a. It's no crit fail though, right? So.
I'm gonna
that's
go ahead and
important.
roll my initiative. You can choose if you want to as well.
Fine.
Oh, that did not play out well for me. That did not play out. I rolled an 8. Sorry, I rolled a 4. You rolled an 18. Oh god, that's like. Chat, what is with my luck lately? Oh my god. It's been so. Guys, you know how well I roll consistently. I can abuse the hell out of my party and have fun with it. But lately, it's just been. Can I get F's in chat for the DM?
No,
You're
response.
welcome.
Okay.
No F's for Scott.
No, I want, no, what? Xylamos? Xylamos? I thought you were my girl. Wow, Xylamos.
Xylamos is mine, okay? He's
Wow.
my friend.
Very
Yeah.
possessive.
Oh, Titan. Thanks. All right. Karma's not real. All right, moving on. Jake, what do you do with your turn?
Free action Blood Rage. And and then I'll ready a brace.
Oop, I forgot to modify this one tiny little thing. Free action Blood Rage, and you, my apologies, you said what? You'll ready a what?
Brace.
Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Oh, I also did that wrong. I'm changing the way that the grid distance works for the sake of this. Perfect. Just so Jake and I, we just have a visual aid. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Exactly 70 feet. So, because that's where you woke it up. So, anyways, you ready a brace, and the boar looks at you and it's like, and immediately starts to move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and then stops and seems to be looking at you. And it's like looking at you, kind of surveying. I'm going to have you, as it circles back around to your turn, why don't you go ahead and roll me another sense motive check? You said with -4, of course.
6.
66. You roll your 6 looking at the thing, and the boar seems like it's once again, it's watching you. It's getting prepared. It's trying to decide how to fight you. It's trying to decide what to do. Like it's analyzing you again. You see a degree of keenness behind its eyes, the way that it's standing there, the way that it's moving. What do you do with your turn, sir?
How far away is it from me?
I mean, it is standing currently a good like 30 feet or so away. It moved up a good bunch, but then it just stopped and started watching.
I'm gonna Blood Rage. I'm gonna taunt it. I don't know how to taunt. I don't have an ability to do it.
Use Intimidate.
Suppose.
Because then you can try to you taunt it, but to give it the shaking condition.
More or less.
Ooh.
I just wanted to charge me, so I'm taunting it. I'm not taking an action to do it because that's what it would be.
Oh, you don't want to take an action?
Well, no, because then I can't brace.
Oh, yes, I understand perfectly. Gotcha. And if you read what Josh is saying in chat, he's going, "Hey Jake, do you remember the first episode of Black Mirror? Do you remember the first episode of Black Mirror? Because you look awfully lot like a prime minister to me right now. You look an awful lot like a prime minister to me right now." All right.
Yep.
So, if you've never seen Black Mirror, don't. So, anyways, the you just stand there and watching it. Okay.
No, I take a 5-foot step forward.
Sure.
You know.
Yep.
And then I
Continue to
brace, and
brace.
I'm just gonna taunt it.
Okay.
Try and get under its skin.
You can go ahead and roll one more time with your sense motive. It's the last chance you have.
This is so garbage. 15.
I mean, you're happy with your
That's
15?
nearly as good as I could. No,
It's against a boar.
I don't know how much luck I have. 16.
Okay. So the boar, you can see the way it's moving, the way it's swaying. You can see it starts to take like a step back, like it's like you think it's going to try to taunt you to it. It's trying to taunt you to it, and then all of a sudden you come to this realization. Oh my god, this thing's not sizing me up. It's not taunting me. It's so dizzy right now. It's literally trying to balance itself on its feet, but it's off balance at the moment because whatever that chemical was, whatever it was that it was eating, is still seemingly affecting it, and it's still trying to like almost like shake it out of its head. So it's looking at you, it's seemingly intelligent, staring at you, but it's literally just kind of like hazy, and it's trying to get its eyes to focus for a moment, and its strange movements are literally it stumbling around. It stumbles back a sec, kind of shakes its head, and then just decides now, and like charges forward at you.
Okay. All right. Well, it charges me then. My power attack is on before there's any rolls as well.
Okay. Awesome. Roll low so you can miss. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it.
No. Is everything on? All right. So here's the attack.
Nick, why are you doing that line? I thought it was, what is it? How does it go? Is it I slide up? Oh fuck, how does it go? And tell you I can't believe how fucking. Oh god, how's that line go? I was trying to do ICP. It's okay. So I don't like your attack roll, sir.
Okay. Well, now I'm just 1d10 becomes 2d6. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can roll my damage.
Yep.
Sweet, thanks.
Wait. Yeah, 1d10 becomes 2 to 6. Yes.
26 times 2.
Which is what the 55 is. That's times 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, because it's not a crit. It's double damage. So it is
Yeah,
the 26 times 2, which is the 52. Yep, 52 points of damage. All right, cool. So you this thing comes charging at you, and you set the pike against it, and you deal your incredible blow of 52 points of damage. But then you come to the realization that maybe I didn't do 52 points of damage. Because it seems like the pike, even though it landed a solid blow, and don't get me wrong, it went through this thing. It is inside this thing. It still seemed like it was able to kind of push through your pike without an issue. Like it seemed like it continued to push forward, like its momentum was carrying it through your attack. And the pike itself seemed to have a hard time puncturing through. Like it literally took several steps forward with your pike pressed against it before it actually finally crushed in and harmed the thing. This thing is supernaturally tough. Whatever the hell it is supernaturally tough. Either way, it continues to push forward against you.
You get an attack of opportunity, right? Don't roll.
You do get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. All right, let's hope for another hit.
Roll a 91. God damn it.
All right, so 32.
32. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, ow. That's a lot. It's still there.
So it's still charging.
Well, it's still its turn. Now it's turn, so it's actually attacking you.
Okay, but before it attacks, I have to announce that I am making immediate action as it attacks me. So
an attack of opportunity is your immediate action.
Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah. Or at least that's what I was saying if you were playing 5e, but Pathfinder's better than that. So attack of opportunity is separate from an immediate action. You can do both.
Okay, sweet. Well, I'm going to Windy Escape.
Okay, here we go. So
Pretty much it just gives me DR10. The rest is just flavor.
oh, gotcha. Cool. All right, are you ready for my attack roll against you?
Nope.
Watch me roll a natty one and hate everything about my life. Oh, I get a +2 to this. So whatever I roll, it gets a +2. Y'all ready?
Nope.
Well, I hit.
Okay.
I do not a lot. I just do 17 points damage.
Did you minus 10 from that already?
Oh, I actually did not. That's actually 7 points of damage against this one attack.
Okay.
Correct.
That's lovely.
Correct. I do, however, need you to roll me a fortitude save.
Fort.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's really good. That's good for you. Okay, cool. It's your turn, sir.
All right, so I can't.
Let's recap this for a second while you're thinking about what you want to do. So What happens is the boar, as it notices him and decides to start charging forward, it charges forward and he gets the he gets his weapon kind of like set into the ground. He finds a nearby rock quickly, plants the thing into the rock, bends it forward, braces it with all of his might to hold against the boar. The boar comes charging at him and he braces and it literally starts pushing him backwards as he's pushing forward. And it eventually punctures through as the boar is continuing to charge forward, pushes through the boar's incredibly thick skin, pushes it into where its ribs are protecting it, and causes a deep slice into the boar's side, with it actually puncturing through and hitting some, who knows what internal organs, but definitely would have harmed this thing pretty immensely. The boar, unfortunately, is kind of thrown off course by its charge against you, but it continues to kind of like move its way forward and kind of like throw its head sideways to hit you. But as it does so, you kind of take a step back, and as it's smashing you with its big stone-like horns, you drop the what is it called, Bardachi. You drop the Bardachi down, cutting its flank at the same time. So you take a little clip to the side, utilizing a small amount of magic to hit you with a gust of wind to move you back just enough to allow most of that attack to not hurt you, but cutting deeper into its flank. You're a little bit off balance for a second, but find your balance too.
Well, this is in close with me now, right? So I can't use the that weapon, so I drop it.
Yep.
And I draw my own falchion. So that's a move action, which means I can't use a full round action, right? You said
correct.
Drawing, I can't. Yeah.
Correct.
All right, so then
It's almost like I planned it that way.
Yeah, I get another attack. I'll just take a normal attack.
This is when you miss. What?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
And
All right, so let me roll this damage. $49.
do I have to say it?
Before you start, I want you to know how much of a glass cannon I am, and if you take a look at my my AC, yeah, this is all I got. Yeah, as I drop it, it's more or less a sweeping motion. He drops the spear, comes down, pulls out the falchion, and in an upward strike, just takes off the thing's head.
Cool. As you take off the thing's head, the head tumbles to the ground, but its body continues to move forward with the momentum of how it was moving beforehand. But eventually, like, it runs a couple steps forward, but then it kind of like, flops down onto the side, and you can see that the head is starting to bleed considerably. The body is doing little spurts of blood at first before the pressure, just a couple spurts, before the pressure kind of starts to go down. It's just gooping out blood from the side of it. And as you're kind of like standing there and watching this happen, nobody's around to witness it. It's just you alone in the feralness of the barren lands. What does your character immediately do?
Probably watching the boar kind of continue to run for a second. Still in a blood rage, he grabs one of the tusks and just lifts it above his head and lets out a war cry.
Okay. Awesome. Let's do the war cry. I imagine, do you like throw the thing down on the ground, or like what do you do with the head?
No, he just holds it up. Well, he does it, and then he brings it down like that's his trophy. He's gonna take that.
So while you're kind of like holding that up, thinking that's yourself, and finally starting to calm down from the blood rage, you finally start to take in the scene around you, and you realize pretty quickly that the body seems to be very, very rapidly rotting. Like, but not rotting like just kind of like, so you can see kind of like the body collapse at first of all, bloating pretty quickly, and then collapsing in on itself and whatnot. You see it very quickly decomposing and rotting, but at the same time that you see that, you also notice that it looks like it's being broken down almost by like a white mold. How if you leave bread for too long, it's almost like white mold on it. It almost seems like that's what's kind of on this thing, is it's kind of like rotting and almost being consumed immediately. Seeing this and kind of like what the hell is going on, you look at the head that you're holding there as well, and literally the head also seems to have that happening to it, as the head itself is also very rapidly seeming to decompose and mold. What do you do?
Drop it.
Wow, Titan. All right, Titan, I'll kill a PC. I'll make it happen. But remember, PCs. It was Titan's fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it, and I just kind of take a step back, watching what is happening. Do the bones like eventually crumble and all that stuff, or is it?
Everything seems to crumble of this entire creature, except for one aspect of it. Its tusks seem to still be there.
All
Which
right.
again
Well,
look like they're made out of stone.
Yeah, Doc Sewell said we have to now wait until tomorrow when the thing could be weak. So I'll take the tusks back.
To Doxel.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say as you approach? What do you do? How do you approach? Give us the Oh, I know.
He just has like one tusk on each shoulder, and he's just walking forward. He's happy with himself, but he knows there's still tomorrow. So as he approaches, he just like throws the tusks down without saying anything, and just kind of sits on one.
Doxel looks at it and says, "That was quick."
It was luck.
Raises an eyebrow.
Your information helped a lot. Now
Nods
about
appreciative.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
You think it might be weak. It might appear somewhere around here. But where? And how will we know what to do in its weakened condition? How do we even know it's weak?
I wish I had that answer for you. Unfortunately, I don't know where you would even find it. I think we need to go searching, seeing if we could find where it might be hiding. Its tusks. Where's the rest of it?
It rotted, decomposed right in front of me. This is all that's left. The rest turned to dust.
Really? To dust.
Yes.
Doxel sits there thinking for a moment. Because it's being reborn.
Where? What do you mean it's being... Obviously it's being reborn, but... Tell me the process behind your thinking, Doxel.
Well, there is the idea that this thing, it doesn't die. It appears elsewhere the next day. I knew nothing of the tusks being left behind. Maybe they have something to do with it.
I see. How would I go about sensing, like, innate magic? Is there anything I can do with spellcraft?
Not exactly, no.
The tusks. I'm not sure. But one thing is certain. Tomorrow we must find it again.
What time of day is it, Jake, that you approached it? I mean, obviously it's light out, but what time of day?
Probably dusk.
Like dusk, so it's nighttime? Do you think it would be morning? Mid-noon? Evening?
You know more than me, Doxel. Your theory was correct.
Doxel
But
shakes their head.
I just... Maybe morning, I would assume. Unless it is a full day. It needs to repair itself or whatever it's doing.
Again, thinks and then says, if you think it's morning, looks at the five that are with the two of you, says they should start scouting now, seeing what signs they could find.
Exactly. He'll turn to the men. Go. Search.
You have 5 men.
Mm-hmm.
Name 5 people in chat to roll a D100.
Joey, Ashen, Xylamos, Does anyone else want to roll? Belita? And anyone else can roll if they want for the last one. Whoever rolls first.
I mean, yes, Lightning Dragon, you are number 5. Oh, the Nevermind Titan's there. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. The hell, Jiri? Jiri goes. Weird. This is a
Because
here goes.
Xylemos,
Yeah, yeah. That's funny.
we got a 93 out of 100 there.
Yeah. I also got a 6 out of 100. So, one of your men comes back, shaking their head after many hours of searching. This is you don't sleep. How much do you sleep that night, Jake?
I do sleep.
How much? Do you sleep well?
Till my men come back.
Do you sleep well? I mean, you're excited. I don't know. I think you need a will save. You're pretty excitable.
You should fuck yourself.
What? Why? When an exciting thing is happening, it's hard to sleep.
Yeah, no, but my argument, when you're in the
I went to sleep.
when you're in the Barren Lands, you sleep when you can sleep and you're conditioned to do so. Okay, he grew up in the Barren Lands. He sleeps when he gets opportunity to sleep because that's where he lived. Okay, Scott.
Thank you, sir.
You know that's
Thank
what you know that's true because we did it in the Patreon game all the time, sleeping at odd hours. Okay, so that's the argument. Anything to say against it?
Yeah. Roll will save.
What? It's
Where is that?
Can we get Scott's the common denominator?
Need to set everything back to normal.
So 10 days after after I commissioned the artist, they reached out to me and said, "Okay, I'm working on the first 5," and asked like 2 questions, and then it's been like 4 days and I haven't heard anything again. So
I rolled it. It's not coming up.
I was like, "Hey, this is already going faster than I expected."
There we go.
Are you happy with that?
What are you doing?
Are you happy with that 16, Jake?
Yes, I'm happy with the 16.
You sleep well. I just wanted you to roll a 1 for me. That's all I wanted. So, anyways, you went ahead. You slept well. One of the men comes back shortly before you waken. So by the time you get back, you find out that one of the men is actually sleeping. Hearing the report, they must have not heard. They started, kicking them like, what the hell are you doing here? They're like, found nothing. But they were tired, so they came back to sleep. How do you feel about that?
We'll deal with that in a minute. Is there anyone else around?
Jake's hungry. Another one's approaching to tell you. You can literally see on the horizon as you're sitting there going, "I could eat me a piece of that." You look off in the horizon and you see another one of your scouts coming back.
Varix will walk forward a little bit, not far. Any news?
They come back and shake their head and say, "Not in that direction. Maybe." We'll head back this way. You see if it's near the border. Okay, Jinxie. I kind of give you like a nod and start heading north. To find a place to nap. So then shortly after that, you're standing there, and Doxul will also reapproach, shaking head, and then we'll go over and kick the person that's on the ground, and we'll bring them with them to kind of go and continue searching. Then you see another one sprinting backwards as fast as it can. Like, sorry, I gotta do a Mathis run.
Right, well, I'll obviously seeing this, I grab my equipment and kind of jog forward to meet them.
That's your barracks. Night. It's the I saw two things. The boar. It was the boar. It was it's south of here. I found it, but worse. The other scout that they didn't make it. Ambushed. Triaxian.
It's in Triaxian territory.
Says, what territory belongs to those things? Except for Lyra.
He's just gonna go. All right, show me, and we head out.
It's like the obligatory, college is a waste of time. You don't need that stupid degree, except for yours, Sal. That's wicked important. So anyways, you, sir, you start, like, you say, heading out, show me. They're like, yeah. And they turn and they start trying to jog back with you, but obviously they just ran for their life. So now they do as opposed to a Mathis run, they do a Mike run.
So long as they're Mike running in the right direction.
All right, so I know this even from. Great. So you start running to go and catch up to the to find out where it is that you're going. Could you go ahead and roll me a survival check?
Yep. Survival check. My roll 20 needs to be refreshed again.
While we're waiting for Jake's roll 20, the two of you want to finish kingdom rolls?
Finished. We haven't even started.
Oh, we'll get them done in time.
I guess I should start looking at the book. Huge.
Wow, huge. So, are you happy with 27?
Yeah.
So you do find out, actually, with your massive roll right there, you're actually able to find out where the Triaxian are. You're able to get a bit of a vantage point, stay low, and see where the Triaxian are. They've definitely come to a bit of an area over here. From what you know of the Triaxian, go ahead and roll me a knowledge local. You have no idea how many Triaxian are here. Honestly, you don't see many about. But the simple fact of the matter is, there could be a ton of them. You don't see many in the area, but there could easily be a ton that just this could be like almost like a forward scouting party, to a larger group. Either way, you don't think that your little guard there died. I mean, you don't think that they lived. You think that they died. You don't think that they lived, but. Cutting losses and focusing on things that must be more important. Looking about, you do actually find out where it is the boar is, because you can actually see it moving about. You actually see the boar. Funny enough, from where it is that you went, it's actually charging this way.
How long do I have?
Perception. That's more of an intelligence check. Tons of time.
Tons of time, right? Well,
So all the time in the world.
well, hopefully it's a week because it's supposed to be a week. I'm going to what do you call blood rage and brace?
Blood rage, what?
Brace.
Gotcha. So it's charging this way. At you. I hate that you rolled that critical success and you were handed a spear to brace against. It's charging this way. We'll go ahead and roll me a perception check before you do your attack roll. Okay. So one of the things that you notice as it's charging at you, it definitely still has its tusks. There's no question in your mind it still has its tusks. But what stands out as different to you is two different things. One, its tusks are no longer seemingly made out of stone. Its tusks seem like the typical large tusks that you'd expect of a boar. It's come and charge attack you and gore through you and so on and so forth, right? The second thing you notice is that while its skin is still that same deep, dark brown, almost like an oaky color, its fur, it has a bit of a graying to it, as you'd imagine being just like an older boar turning gray, but not that same stark white, almost ashiness to it.
Okay.
It's charging immediately at you. You brace yourself for it.
I haven't had time to prepare, all right? I haven't got all my
It's not an
additions.
attack roll. So it's not intelligent, so you make your brace attack.
Okay. Obviously power attacking as well.
Should roll a fucking 20, because he hasn't rolled one yet. Oh, no, he did earlier.
Yeah, I did.
Good, now it's time for another natty 1, even though it was wasted on knowledge local. I was just going to kill him, try Axion afterwards.
My things aren't as good as they were.
Nick, oh my god, we should do a prediction. It's too late now, go ahead.
Alright, so I roll.
I was like a 4, but it's the 16 was the first one, unfortunately. Are you happy with your 16?
No.
So this charging is -2 AC, right?
That is true.
Like it.
No, I'm looking at. Yeah.
Roll your damage.
Okay. But that's wrong. That is wrong damage.
I thought D&D
It
was
is
supposed to be
1d10.
fun. I thought D&D was supposed to be fun. Nick, can you make D&D fun for me, please? Jake's ruining it. Doesn't even answer. He just ignores me.
I'll re-roll. Sorry.
Yes, Scott, I will roll plenty of ones for you later.
Oh, thanks. Are we doubling that?
Yep.
So 44 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
It skewers the boar. It's just barely still standing. It continues to move forward. You get an attack of opportunity against it. Are you happy with your 19?
Yeah. 20.
Go ahead, Jake, and
Thank you.
fucking kill.
It just it gets skewered as it's charging in. The thing goes straight through it, cutting a big slice into its side, and it kind of stumbles a bit moving forward, and he just brings the pike back around and into its heart. Nice. Wow.
Yep.
Well,
Just trying to petrify your character.
geez, that would have been great.
But the only attack I made against you, you rolled a ridiculous fortitude save. I didn't even get to make you roll multiple fortitude saves. I just tickled you once.
That's luck. All right. Luck.
Shut up, cat.
All right.
What do you do now, Jake?
Does it start rotting?
No.
I'm gonna drag it. Drag it back to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The one
Is it
person.
still the same size as it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big,
yeah.
massive fucking boar. We're talking massive. So you say drag it back to camp, you're like, hey, help me drag this. And the guy looks at you and is like,
100%.
and he starts dragging it, and then he has a fucking heart attack and dies.
We'll
And then
keep
you
dragging
like,
it.
you kick his hand off of it like pussy, and you just keep dragging it alongside him, like you're not worthy of Clan Densho. And then it's when we realized Clan
That's
Densho is
so
Russia.
bad.
We realized Clan Densho is just Russia. That's all. Oh,
I mean, Varix is evil.
yep. Next thing you know, he's going to be shutting off people's pipelines. It's going to be terrible.
How's it feel to be called evil while, by a slave lord, basically?
I don't
good.
slay people. This is literally slander.
Sure, bro. Sure.
It's not
Oh.
even true.
Sorry, indentured servitude? I don't know.
It's not even indentured.
Listen, Nestle, calm down.
Wow. Wow.
This meme. Don't tighten him.
Slave lord Tesla.
He's not a slave.
We could just abbreviate it to SLT. You know, slut. That's how I have to call you.
Oh, that's so great.
SLT. That's what we'll call you. SLT. Oh no, Joey. That is never going to be the name of a campaign. Never going to be that.
Well,
banned hard.
if you have a campaign where you're on the side of your bonds as your
Holy
bonds,
shit! I just read that. Oh my god.
it's real bad.
Damn.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh. I
Nope.
think you need to time that out from chat.
No. It's fine.
I was making a joke, Scott. I'm not saying you censored.
Stop being so
Alright?
sensitive, Jake.
Don't-
Stop being
okay.
so sensitive.
That's right. Cancel defund Fox News.
That's right. Defund Fox News. That's actually
Defund
legit
Fox
huge.
News.
Yeah. Oh, that's legit. So, continuing. So you guys are well, you grab the thing and you start dragging it back. I'm gonna make you do a strength check for me because this is difficult to do, and then a fortitude save because you're doing it by yourself across barren lands where the terrain is rough and
You
you're
can
dragging
enlarge.
something.
Yeah, I can enlarge.
Yeah, but only for a couple of minutes. This is a long distance
Yeah.
you're traveling.
Yeah, but
No,
what are you gonna do? Oh, what do you want? A strength check?
a strength check. If you crush it, you don't have to make a fortitude save, but you're probably gonna fail.
Yeah, I'm gonna fail.
And they have to roll a high fortitude save.
Hang on.
How do you feel about that?
18. We got 18. For an ability check, I'm good.
Was that the DC? What was the DC?
He does not have to make a fortitude save. You're actually doing a relatively easy job of dragging this thing along. Again, relatively. Let's not sit here and pretend like your character's like,
Yeah.
this is nothing. But you are succeeding at this and at a decent pace. Could you go ahead and make me a perception check? Joey, shut up.
Alright, I am going to... Do I need to declare this before I do it? I'm going to roll twice on this check.
Why?
Once a day, I can do that. Because I'm inspired.
Are you, though?
Yep.
Inspired by Slave Lord Tessel?
Damn.
Hey,
Alright, is that
my
not
Bardiche, whatever, however you say it, it's a W weapon.
one better?
Are you happy with your 16?
I have no luck there, so yes.
Are you sure? You probably received some.
Oh, what's the new
what is
tongue
that?
twister I want to get to?
We have kingdom rolls, Jake, so if there's luck.
Yeah, but this is important. His character could die.
Yeah.
You're-
I don't have any luck, so I'm not gonna use it.
Yep. I mean, honestly, you probably got some.
You want to see that stupid thing come up? Is what you want. I can read you.
Oh.
Alright?
I wanted it so bad. I wanted some small victory in the sea of failure. I just want. Yes.
They don't give us luck, remember?
No, it's because you're Slave Lord Tessel.
Oh my.
Sell sells slaves down by the secret auction. That's
Ugh.
that's.
Ugh.
I got to come up with something good. Maybe I'll write a song for you, Sal.
by the southern Barrenland shore. Southern shore. Anyways, so moving on, the you with your 16 perception, notice that as you're dragging this thing along, and again, it's not like you are pouring sweat as you're doing this. You are struggling to do this, but you are succeeding. To be clear, as you're dragging this thing along, you come to realize that you're being watched, not by one, not by two, but by a trio of Triaxian. You can tell by the cloaks that they're wearing. You know those cloaks.
I'm gonna watch them as I continue on my way.
Sure. Because you're...
If they move, if they like move to shadow me or anything else, or also I want to be looking around because they could be trying to draw my attention.
You, because of how difficult of work you're doing, you can go ahead and roll me a sense motive with -4.
Fuck, you're -4.
I just figured it's already on there. You just click the button.
Five.
You're not entirely sure what they're doing. You don't know. You think that they're, you think maybe they're trying to encircle you. You said you don't know how many there were. There's probably many of them about. It is possible they're coming to take you in.
All right. He would just yell out to them. I killed the Ashen Boar. It did not defeat me, and you won't either. Stay where you are.
A few moments after you say that, you can see a lone figure is coming from down the mountain towards you. You say stay where you are, but they don't. They come towards you. However, despite the fact that you are shitty at sense motive, you do know Triaxian fairly well, despite that natty 1 you rolled earlier, because you've actually encountered them many times in your 70 years of life. By many, I mean a few dozen, An approach by a single Triaxian like this is not meant to be an aggressive action. It's actually meant to be conversation. One of the things about the Triaxians that make them stand apart from the Karuk is that they are often willing to speak before they attack. However, speech does not necessarily mean there won't be an attack. It just means that they're willing to do that first. Either way, so the single Triaxian is making its way over towards you. Do you say anything to it as it approaches?
No, he stops dragging and kind of positions behind the carcass, so he has one hand on it because it's a large creature, I think, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna have one hand on it and just kind of be looking and watching.
7 feet at the shoulder. That's like a moose. Anyways, so the you put your hand on it, and you kind of like standing there. The Triaxian walks up and stops like 20 feet from you. You know what I mean? Like not too far, not too close. Close enough for the two of you to be able to maintain a decent conversation. What? Watch your side! The Triaxian that you have before you has the hood completely pulled over its head. You have to think Jedi style with the cloaks, right? Hood pulled completely over its head, so it's completely shielded from the sun's rays to protect its skin and whatnot that it has. And the creature kind of like stands there before you silently, allowing moments to pass. Do you speak?
You come before me. What did you want?
A warning. The Ashen Boar has fallen. It is no longer of the Barren Lands, much like the Ashen Orc. This is not your home. Come back, and it will be seen as trespassing. Enjoy your feast. And it'll turn. Its back fully turns you, and it'll start walking away.
Alright, so we're going to start sending raiding parties into the Barrenlands. Alright, I'm going to continue dragging the ball.
You give no verbal response. You just look after it as it walks away. And then you just, once it gets a decent distance, continue dragging the boar away.
Yep.
Eventually, you kind of get back to where Doc Sewell kind of sees you off in the distance, looks out, waves to get your attention. You obviously don't wave back or anything. And then we'll come jogging over to you with two of the other scouts. You left your dead scout behind because you're a terrible person. So you and the three others eventually, continue making your way
Yeah.
out of
and we're
there.
gonna return home.
Doc Soul rejoining with you says, "How'd it go?"
He like inclines his head at the ball, and then he's like, "The Triaxians have said where the Astronaut is no longer welcome in the Barren Lands." Interesting.
Gives you kind of like a scrupulous look.
I must consult with Mara when we return.
Nods. And then
I'm gonna make sure I've got those stone tusks as well. That's also coming, obviously.
what was that?
The stone tusks,
Yep. What about them?
they're also coming back with us.
Oh
Obviously.
yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
So you bring everything back, and you eventually make your way back to Clan Densho. When you finally return to Clan Densho, you actually notice that there's a little bit of a difference there. As you come returning home, and people, eventually you get to like the gate, sort of, they can bring in a wagon, so you're no longer just dragging this dead carcass so many miles. Eventually, it's thrown onto the back of a wagon because you remember how I was there in the middle guard and there was the forward guard, right? The back guard actually had a cart and everything kind of set there, so you can wheel it the rest of the way, so you don't have to literally drag it all the way out of the Barren Lands by yourself because that'd be ridiculous. And I did mention that 3 met with you, including Doc Soul, to walk out. There was a 4th one that survived as well. That was the one that went north to go investigate the other way.
Yep.
Yeah, so you only know of the 2 dead ones, or at least missing ones. Either way, so you make your way out of there, and when you get back home, you realize that there is something a little bit different when you get back there. Your council informs you that there have been 2 people sent here by your neighboring clans. It's actually the person that is going to inform you, Jake, as you're approaching, is going to be Mara. It's going to be the first person that greets you actually down by the gates. Let me pull up Mara real quick. Mara is your Orkuli, as a reminder.
Yep.
So Mara, who's actually not old by any stretch, she is 22 years old, standing at 4'9", which is hilarious because it's my mother-in-law's height. It's so short, it's hilarious. So Mara comes walking up to you as you approach, and looks at you and says, "You've done well, Ashenork. You have done well."
Killed the white boar.
It does not look to be the white boar.
It was reborn as this. The tusks are from the original kill.
It makes me wonder, the tusks, their significance. If we put them together with the boar, will the white boar be born again?
I don't know.
If we put them together with the Ashen Orc? Much contemplation. She says, much contemplation, meditation. I'll have to think on this. I'll have to speak to the spirits of the old Ashen. In the meanwhile, you have visitors, or should I say, new residents in Clan Densho.
New. And then it like jogs his memory and he's like, the emissaries from the others.
Yes, I don't know how well you'll appreciate them, but they are here, and I think you should meet with them individually.
Of course, but Mara, I was set upon by 3 Triaxians on the way back. You know what they said? They said that the Ashen Boar is not of the Barrenlands anymore, having killed it in this way. Then they said, I am not either. I don't let people like that I want to know what that meant, if it meant anything at all. There is obviously a tie between the White Boar and the Barrenlands, but is there a tie between the White Boar and the Ashen Orc? Think on this, Mara. I need your wisdom.
She thinks for a few moments and says, "If you will have fetched for me 3 cats, I will gut them and see what their insides tell me."
He nods. He says he'll have it sent. Because, Scott hates cats. Definitely why that was there.
So anyways, she says, "You should meet with them individually. I have a feeling like the one that you would like a little bit better comes from Clan Shadow. The name is, Killith or Kith or is something of that sort. You might like them. Shall you wash up first?
No.
I'll have them sent for." And then obviously the boar is, you kind of like send it off to be taken by like your butcher to have like the meats broken down. But do you keep like its head or what do you do?
Yeah. The skull is.
So the skull. So you still want like the brain and the eyes and everything to be consumed, but the skull will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything for the furs?
The skull needs to. That will be made into. I don't know, some type of. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Shadow about it because none of us really.
I mean, tannery. You might want to look more to Densho. I'm sorry.
I got a tannery.
Kushibashi. Oh yeah.
I do.
Oh.
Remember, you told me to build one instead of 2 smitheries.
I mean, tannery is good. Never mind. I forgot. Oh, that's right. You need lots of leather to make whips out of.
Fuck you. God damn it. That was so good though. I can't even be mad. That was good.
All right. Anyways, so where do you want to meet with Kithern?
Once more
Kithun.
with feeling.
Do you want me to say how to pronounce his name?
It doesn't matter. Killith. He'll pronounce it later on.
I will meet with them in the. Do I have a garrison in the garrison?
So you're literally there with a whole bunch of like dudes around you getting
No,
changed,
they're
like a
cleared
locker
out.
room to a varsity team.
They're cleared out.
One of the guys like lifted his stack and be like, "You got that rash too?" And the other one's like, "Yeah, bro."
Densho is the Jock clan though.
So much so.
And I'm the water
Anyways.
boy.
All right, go ahead. So you go and meet them there. Set the scene, Jake. Set the scene that Killith walks into.
I hate you.
Once more with
I know.
feeling.
I know.
Nothing. As he opens the door and walks in, he just walks into
Once more
a
with feeling.
room where there's a bunch of bunks and things and tables, and Varix is just sat at one of the tables, and you could probably even tell like he's tired. His clothes and that are still bloody. There's the spear, the thing that your clan gave him is just on the table, which is also like bloodstained, and he just says, "Come in."
So yeah, you see a old orc. He has like dark brown skin, scarring with very little hair left on the top of his head and brown eyes. It is nice to meet you, Warlord Densho, the Ashen Orc. As he does like a slight nod to you. I am
You get a very slight nod back.
I am Katoon of Clan Shadow. I see your hunt has gone well with the weapons made from our steel.
This proved very effective. Your armor smith has my thanks.
I will let Dorman know next time I see him. I guess he sits down across from you.
Mm-hmm.
I am told you wanted to speak.
He looks confused and he's like, "Yes, well, I should meet whoever is joining us here. You represent the Shadow clan here."
Yes, I represent my warlord, Shadow Tessel.
I see. How fares Shadow?
He does well. As you know, he's a bit of a worrywart. He does a little chuckle. Always
Very
was when he was
laugh.
younger too. But
Varix is still laughing. Like, it's a very prolonged laugh before he stops.
he makes preparations to try to make a decisive route to destroy Clan Steel if conflict occurs.
So
We
should.
currently plan to start preparing the volcano for expeditions. I don't know how much has reached your ears, but there's salamanders, not like Jorman, not lizard folk. Different, deep underground in caverns.
And you were going to kill them, clear them out?
You know the way of Warlord Shadow. He seeks to speak to them. He and his advisors, we see them as potential allies. They have smithing techniques, we believe. They craft steel down there. If we could work with them, maybe we could control the volcano and build a proper city there, safer, and learn their smithing techniques, and potentially find our routes through the mountains to Clan Steel's heart.
He just nods. Well, thank you for this information. I don't think building in a volcano is going to be safe at all, but Warlord Shadow may do as he wishes.
He is much the optimist.
I see. And your position within Shadow?
I was in Clan Kohai. I don't know what you've heard, but of the clan that Shadow destroyed in founding his own. I was a friend of his. Helped him in the mines for many years, till his uprising and destruction of Clan Kohai. Before that, I lived in the Barren Lands, down in the city of Deadport and then around the lakes near our lands.
Deadport. I have not. That has reached my attention lately. Interesting.
It is not a grand city like that of Kabe or Fenitaro.
Yet like a chuckle. A grand city indeed.
He has a smile because he's playing you up.
Yeah.
But
Grace is obviously laughing at how ridiculous it is that you called his little town.
you don't know what Deadport looks like.
Yeah, I don't.
But enough about my past. I will serve as the voice of Clan Shadow, and Shadow hoped that I could help advise on parts of the Barren Lands, as I relatively recently lived around the lakes that I believe you seek to eventually take. And information on the southern city of Deadport.
You will be of use. But now I have use of you. May you send to your smith. I have work that I would like done. A weapon that I would like created, as well as some armor or a cloak from the hunt. May you ask Warlord, send word to Warlord Tessel.
Yes. I am not the best at writing. If you could have a scribe write the message for me, that would be appreciated. We didn't have much learning of writing in the Barren Lands, as you know.
How are you to report back to Shader? With my assistance? You raised an eyebrow.
I believed that you would have scribes. If not, then I would get one from my own clan.
I have scribes. He just waves it off. And he nods.
I appreciate
I'll have
your
scribes sent to you immediately.
I appreciate your generosity, Warlord Dencho. And it's truly an honor to meet the Ashen Orc. Some, I believe this is pertinent for you. Some in the Barren Lands see you as a traitor. The Kuruk, not the track students. Be wary of some of the tribes. Yes, they see you as a weak lander.
Jealousy does such things.
Of course. All those in the Barren Lands would be jealous of what we have here.
Not of what we have here, but of the power I wield as the Ashen Orc.
Of course.
They
Your greatness
still
and
live in the Barren Lands for a reason. There's a reason they haven't come here. I respect it. And it will be dealt with as such. And he stands up at that.
He stands up. He extends a hand to shake.
Varys will shake his hand.
Again, it truly is an honor to meet the legend himself.
You just get a nod.
And then he leaves.
So I totally messed up on something that I wanted to do first. Before you actually got back, Jake, I meant to actually say, Nick and Sel, your characters would have made their way at different times, whatever, to the clan, awaiting the return of Densho, Varix, of the warlord of Clan Densho. And during that time, your characters inevitably would have interacted with one another. So it's kind of like one of those, the meeting between your characters, and it's kind of like how you would get to know one another prior to actually meeting Varix, kind of give you a moment to feel yourself out before you spoke to him. So sorry, Sal, you kind of didn't get that opportunity because I'm a dummy. But Nick, you'll get it. So anyways, during the days leading up to his return from his little voyage there, the two of you are here at the Clan Densho's capital, hearing the reports about the giants kind of rampaging to the north, but the warlord of the clan instead choosing to go and pursue some sort of boar to the south, whatever that significance might be. You have some small understanding of the significance of that cell also being somewhat on the border of the Barren Lands, but also you guys provided the weapons specifically for him, so you know it was something that was meant to be significant, right? Commissioned by his what's it called, Marshall, I think, Doxul is. Anyways, so your two characters, we can say that they would meet outside, probably like just south of like some of the gates to the main area, kind of taking in the farmland that seems to be around here. One of the things that you'll notice about the people of Clan Densho is that they are extremely rough around the edges compared to your clans. I mean, like, they feel feral. Now, both of you guys know what true feral is, right? Both of your little characters, whether it be from dealing with Barren Lands, people that are actually out in the wilds, or in the actual forests to the west, and so on and so forth. But these people here feel, I don't know, almost uncivilized compared to what both of your clans come from. So seeing each other, there's a moment, that greeting, where you kind of like see each other, give the initial head nod, whatever it is that you do, but also understanding that both of you are kind of sore thumbs here, just in different hands, right? So I'll allow it to you two to how you want to do kind of like the introduction, who wants to speak up first. But you are separated from any of the actual clandential. They're clandential people kind of like walking about, and certainly there are clandential guards about. With you guys being kind of honored guests here, you'd be given an escort of like one guard to come with you. They're not mandatory to be there. You can send them away, but they're there just to make sure nothing bad happens to you, because it would look bad. You're from the embassy, right? So you would always have one of your own guards with you from your own clan, and one of Clandential's guards with you as like a entourage, right? So them two kind of like stepping back, the guards for each of yours. You can imagine your characters get that moment to finally like introduce one another. Again, I'll throw it to you. Whoever wants to speak first.
Kyoshi will look over at whatever his name is and be like, "Look at this shithole." Basically.
Yes.
He goes, "Look at that! That dancing circle. Is that a mud pit?"
I believe that's
this
the
is
dance hall.
I must have pissed off Naren.
It's so good. Oh my god.
So you guys are chuckling. He's like, I must have pissed off Naren. You guys chuckling some more. Go ahead, Sal.
I have seen far worse. In the Barren Lands itself.
I don't know. The Barren Lands is at least like clean and organized. What is that smell?
That is the smell of work and the heat.
That's the smell of unwashed Kuruk. Oh well, I'm gonna go get shit faced.
I would steady your drink, friend.
Yes, I will steadily drink.
When the Ashen Orc arrives, he may want to speak.
And he can speak while I drink.
He looks at you a bit concerned. I hope you fare well. Speaker for Naren.
Sure. You too.
And that's the character's introduction. So flashing forward a little bit, several days in the future, Jake, you would have met with the first one, and then you would actually finally have an opportunity to, kind of like bathe and properly clean yourself up after your little hunt or whatever, calling for the other one to come meet with you. So this would be, again, you're welcome to set the scene. The next character comes to meet with you. Sel, did you actually describe what your character looked like? Did I miss that?
I did, yeah. He's
Okay, my apologies. All right,
yeah,
so Nick, when
I
you
did.
come walking in after he sets the scene, describe your character. So Jake, set the scene.
I actually am bringing up this sheet. I will actually be sending for him while I am at the shrine, the monument. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you walk forward, there is a very great tall monument of Varix himself and a female orc. And he has her heart in his hand. It's quite green. The area is well kept parkland. So it's just a lone monument there.
Excellent. And just to clarify, this is after your meeting with the Tessalaki, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Either later on that day or the next day. It's up to Jake.
Actually, can be the next day.
Next day. Cool. There you go.
Okay.
And Jake, whether or not your character would have heard of him being second, because that might be something that he would take note of. Why don't you go ahead, Nick, for me, go ahead and roll a diplomacy check. This is with your +7, is it? So you just slash R, 1d20
Yeah.
+7. Because that's how you gather information. You have no idea.
Starting strong.
You have no idea.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me. Oh, I wanted to give that to you. There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah, I can count. So you're saying he doesn't know that he was second?
Correct. You did not know. Correct.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I had a great line. I'm just gonna have to tuck it away now.
I mean, isn't that what you usually do?
Well, yeah, I tuck it, but that's only when I squat.
Keep going.
Warlord Ferric, it's a pleasure to finally meet you.
And your name?
I am Ambassador Kiyoshi from
Kiyoshi.
Clan Kuchibachi. I will be representing their interest and providing counsel from the perspective of the Kuchibachi clan.
He nods. Your relationship within the Kushibashi clan?
I report directly to Lord Naren himself.
I see. Not a member of the council directly?
I'm not nearly. Let's just say I'm not good at staying one place too long.
Gives you a sly smile. I see. Alright, well, how it goes, Clan Kushibashi?
Lots of sticks. Lots of animals. It is living in the woods.
They are still making preparations to take the land of Eldamar?
Correct. Kuchibashi has secured, at least for a time, a small portion of Eldamar that is now recognized as our territory.
Without
so
fighting?
Correct.
Impressive.
At least for the majority of the powers. I mean, there's only so much the wilds can be tamed.
Yes, I
So
wonder
for
if
the-
it'll change when you start cutting down the trees.
Most certainly. Our
Well-
biggest concern is hoping that the North will behave while we deal with this pest to the east.
Yes. That shouldn't prove too much of a difficulty. However, the clan to your north, be very careful of them. They are very dishonorable among Kijinksi standards.
That says much.
Hmm. Well, you have free reign to go wherever you want. I will summon you when there's something to summon you for. If you need to speak with me, just have someone let me know.
I shall. And the same to you. My skill set is more geared towards resolving or preventing internal matters. And feel free to use me as you will.
He nods.
Jake, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
You see, I
You
was
guys
going to
want to-
walk in there.
Not that it would matter to Naren, but at the shrine too, there's those giant stone tusks, which seems to be
nice.
drawing his attention.
What do you mean?
Like at the shrine, like he has one of the tusks there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And how is it kind
It's
of
just
displayed?
it's just for like it's it looks like it's just being dragged there at the moment. He's just like he's not long got there. It's probably leaning up against the shrine itself.
Gotcha.
Very one hand on the tusk and the other on the shrine when he got there, and then he would have stood up.
Cool. All right. So, why did we take a break at this point? You know, because then we can get back to the regular game. We got to focus on Jake for way too long. Nobody really cared.
It's
So
such
we-
a great Jake moment.
I mean,
Great. I mean, Jake, the next time you want to spend 3 hours slaying a pig, just swipe left.
Oh, damn! I
Okay.
appreciate that. That
Ooh.
was
That was
something.
That was spicy. And not the white mayo type of spicy, okay?
I need a break. I need a break. Okay. Let's take a break.